Hi, I'm Sean and this is Strings Unplugged. So I'm from Longmont, Colorado, a little north of the capital city, Denver. I grew up playing banjo. I first started on cello in the 6th grade orchestra, and I didn't like that. I wanted to play banjo because I had pictures in my house of banjo, because my family, they'd go to bluegrass festivals. And my first bluegrass festival was I was 2 weeks old. So I've been immersed in the music for a very long time. So I started playing banjo when I was 11, and I really liked it. I had a teacher named C. Bob Elliott, Chris Elliott. He's in a band called Boggy Mountain Spaceship. So I grew up taking lessons from him. Slowly started to get immersed in the jam community, which I really enjoyed. Going to festivals, I would jam there, but I never really understood playing music with other people. My first jam, I think, was on bass. This guy just play this bass. Here's the chords, and I could figure it out. It was just a few, just a few movements. Something simple, bass can be simple, but I really enjoyed that, and I was just I never knew this from a first-person perspective. I always knew it just from on stage. I would see amazing bands and musicians at Telluride Bluegrass Festival. After a long time of playing music with other people, I just kind of knew that's what my life would consist of, and now I'm here at Berklee and doing it better and better every day. The staff, really great. My teacher, Greg List, and Bruce Molsky too. I have him this semester. Super awesome guys. There's guest professors who come, seems like every week. So it's really engaging, it's if you're gonna be in the program, there's a lot for you to do. I've had a good time playing music with people. Well, the ratings, they rate how good you are, right? And it's kind of weird for me because I just want to play the banjo. I don't want people to talk about how good I am. Everybody has their own journey, So definitely trying to get better at kind of measurable stuff like scales, like improv. That's a whole different world. But chords, reading, all this stuff that's not necessarily related to bluegrass music, but it's important to be a musician. That's something I struggled with. Yeah, that it's an American instrument. It was first created in Africa. I'm learning a lot about Africa this semester because I'm in African diaspora. The drum was created in Africa. It was one of the first instruments known to man. It's very simple. Makes a vibration when you hit it. It's really fun to play. But then in class they said during the slave trade that they got their instruments banned so they couldn't play, but then they slowly started to get back into it and they made new ones. And out of gourds, they would attach a drum head and animal skin to the gourd, and then something wood, they just stab it through. And that's kind of the first banjo that looks like this, but there's the akonting, which is another kind of banjo thing with the drum. It's just got a different fretboard. The strings are more raised. So there's a lot of different origins, but people always think, oh, it's a white people instrument, when it's really not. Bela Fleck, who I've said, talking about Telluride. Lots of musicians who go there. Sam Bush is my favorite musician of all time. Really good picker. Doc Watson, Tony Rice. Then people here too. Like Greg List, people who I get to pick their brains about. And Bruce Molsky, who's just really knowledgeable and kind and who want to teach. And it's had an effect on me being a teacher, because I teach at the Boys and Girls Club, West End House in Alston. Just teach general music, nothing banjo related, but I do private lessons too. So it's interesting to be a student and then try to be a teacher. But there's hundreds really. Earl Scruggs, who's the pioneer of the three-finger style, first person to allegedly do it. Yeah, totally. I'm trying to write some like jazz songs that I think are jazz. Who knows what jazz really is, but I just love noodling too, you know? Just trying to like imagine where the notes are and not really pay attention to the names, just the vibration. But I love to experiment with jazz, especially being here and hearing all the amazing jazz and different instruments, saxophones and tubas and all that crazy stuff. It's inspiring. Probably the Bob Marley ensemble. We did two shows actually. One was at a fire station. That one was pretty cool. Just like that was one of my first performances at Berklee. So I guess it was like me trying to see how it feels. And it was really fun to play that type of music and get immersed in something that I'm not used to doing, which is just like chopping, which is technically the mandolin player's job in a bluegrass setting when you're rolling. I mean, I think I'm a performer, you know, there's a lot of different, there's MP&E, um, IRP, all these weird letters, but just like computer stuff, computer music, film music, I do performance degree, which is just learning how to play and put on a good show. So I would say for the lessons that you get with your private teacher, you know, try to direct the lesson. You know, you're the student, but it's up to you what you want to learn. And so if you ask the teacher questions and not necessarily let them teach what they think would be good, but what you know is good for you, that's a lot better than just saying, oh, I've got my lesson, you know, I'm just gonna not really think about like the conversational aspect, you know. Getting to know your teacher and like having a good relationship is a big part of learning too. Yeah, well, my Instagram's Blue Banjo Giraffe. It's my like musician title, or you can just find Sean McFarland. That's my YouTube, I think. But I got a album that I'm working on right now with awesome musicians: Kembody Hauser, Simon Holden Schrock, Sammy Blackmore, Emma Rose. Really cool people, and Jack Deddick too. Lily P's Jam Ambassador. Ocean Manifestations is the title that I'm thinking about right now. It's like ocean themed songs, and obviously like a song's a song, that's music, but I've been experimenting with tying the feeling of songs to an idea that's an experience, you know, like Low Down Submarine is the feeling of being in a submarine under the ocean. You follow me too? Yeah.